What's going on, guys? It's Noah from the Benchwarmers here, bringing you guys our 2019 mock draft. This is going to be post free agency. It's just me doing the 2019 mock draft, so let's get into it. We got the first pick of the Cardinals. I'm going to go ahead and have them taking Kyler Murray. I think it's basically just a wrap now. Cliff Kingsbury loves him. Josh Rosen's probably going to be out of town, so I have them taking Kyler Murray with the first overall pick. Next pick goes to the 49ers. It's an easy choice. Probably the safest player in the draft is going to be Nick Bosa. They need edge rush. They already have interior pressure. I think Nick Bosa is going to be a really good pickup for them. Third pick with the Jets. They have talked about trading this pick, but we're not going to have trades in this mock draft. So I'm going to have them taking Quinnen Williams. He's going to really help with interior pressure, which has been a big focus with new quarterbacks, so that's going to help. With the fourth overall pick, we have the Raiders picking. I'm going to have them go ahead and pick Josh Allen out of Kentucky. He had a really good season last year, recording like 17 sacks. They really need a replacement for Khalil Mack. That's going to be really good, so I think Josh Allen is a great pick for them, one of their many picks in the first round. Next is the Buccaneers. They're hard to decide what they're going to go with. I think they're sticking with Jameis Winston, so I'm having them go ahead and take Montez Sweat out of Mississippi State. He's a really good pass rusher, really good combine. I know the heart thing came out, but I think it's going to be all right. I think he's going to the Buccaneers. With the next pick, we got the Giants picking. There's been rumors of Dwayne Haskins, then there's been rumors they're kind of off of him, so I'm going to have them taking Drew Lock out of Missouri. He had a really good pro day, looked really well. I think the Giants like him. Yeah, so I have to go ahead and take the Giants taking Drew Lock. I really don't think they're all in on Dwayne Haskins, so I'm going to have them pick him. Next up is the Jaguars. They got their guy in Nick Foles. They really need to protect him. That offensive line was kind of shaky last year. I'm going to have them taking Jawan Taylor out of Florida. Probably one of the best offensive linemen in this draft. He can switch to guard, go to tackle. Really just a great tool for an offensive line that needs help. Next up, we got the Lions. I'm going to have them taking Rashawn Gary. It's a perfect fit. They already got their edge rusher, and now they need some interior help. He can switch to defensive tackle or defensive end. Rashawn Gary playing for Michigan. It's a great fit for the Lions, so I'm going to have them taking Rashawn Gary. The Bills, this was tough. I had them taking wide receiver in their previous mock drafts, but then they went out, got Cole Beasley, got the guy from the Ravens. So I have them taking TJ Hawkinson, probably the best tight end in the draft. Can block, can go out to catch the ball, a really good tool for a young quarterback in Josh Allen. So I think that's a really good pickup for them. The Broncos, we've had them taking quarterback. They got Joe Flacco. I don't know if there's anybody else really worth it at this point, so I'm going to go ahead and have them taking Ed Oliver, really buff up that defense that's really been the staple for the Broncos, who seem like they really want to win now, which is they're going to have a good defense to win now with Joe Flacco at quarterback. Next up, we have the Bengals. They really need linebacker help with Vontaze Burfict getting out of there. So I'm going to have them taking Devin White, probably the best linebacker, really just embodies what it means to be a linebacker in this new NFL. He plays fast. He's ran the fastest 40 time as a linebacker, so I think that's a really good pickup for the Bengals. Next up, I have the Packers. They really need inside linebacker help with Jake Ryan going over to the Jaguars. I'm going to have them taking the other Devin at linebacker, Devin Bush out of Michigan. Really good leader for the Michigan Wolverines. I think it's going to be a great fit for them. The Dolphins, you never know. I don't know if they're tanking. They got Ryan Fitzpatrick at quarterback, but if this guy falls to where I think he's going to fall, I think it's just an easy pickup. I have them picking up Dwayne Haskins. I think that's a really good pick for him. He's a franchise guy, pocket passer, can really control a game, and is extremely coachable out of Ohio State. So I think it's a really good pickup for the Dolphins. Falcons, their defense really got hurt last year, but they really don't have that many holes on defense if guys come back healthy. So I have them taking a depth guy in Christian Wilkins coming out of Clemson. He's a really good leader for that defense, and I think he's going to be great providing pressure with Grady Jarrett out of the Falcons. Redskins, this guy, many people didn't see falling this far. I have them taking DK Metcalf. They need wide receiver help. They've had injuries in the past. Jamison Crowder just left. A new weapon for a new quarterback coming in is going to be great. DK Metcalf, probably one of the most impressive wide receiver players that we've seen in the combine since probably Calvin Johnson. So he's going to be a really good pickup for them. Panthers, I have them taking Brian Burns with Julius Peppers leaving. I think he's just going to slide right into their next edge rusher, so Brian Burns is a really good pickup for them. The Giants, getting the Browns pick in the Odell trade, I have them picking up arguably the best tackle in the draft, Jonah Williams. He's going to be a really good fit for that offensive line that really needs help. They tried to improve it last year, but still not very good, so picking up Jonah Williams is going to really help Saquon Barkley, and yeah, just a no-brainer for that pick. The Vikings, they're going nowhere else with this pick. They need offensive line help, and I have them taking the most athletic offensive lineman in the draft, and Andre Dillard. He's going to be great help with the pass rush of the Bears. Now the Packers got a new pass rush, and the Lions got a new pass rush, so they really need offensive line help. Andre Dillard is really going to help out with that. Titans, they just need more weapons for Mariota. It seems like they're sticking with him, so I have them taking A.J. Brown, a really good receiver, really good route runner, great run after the catch. I think A.J. Brown's really going to elevate Marcus Mariota. The Steelers, their pass defense was shaky last year. It started to get better towards the end, but still they need help. I have them taking the #1 cornerback in the draft in Greedy Williams. I think he's really good. He's got really good ball skills. Sometimes he struggles in press coverage, but I think Greedy Williams is a great pickup. Next is the Seahawks. They're a run-first team now. I know they have Russell Wilson, but that running game was really deadly last year, and that's how they won games. So I have them taking possibly the best guard in the draft in Cody Ford. He can play guard. He can switch out to tackle. Just beefing up that offensive line is going to be a really big help for the Seahawks and just controlling the clock like they did last year. Sorry. Okay, we got the Ravens picking next, and I just don't know with Lamar Jackson if his accuracy is going to really progress. I want them taking a wide receiver here. I have them taking N'Keal Harry. Really good with 50-50 balls. I think that's going to be good for Lamar Jackson. We'll see. I mean, I thought about having them taking a tight end here, but wide receiver, they really need help. It all just depends on how Lamar Jackson distributes the ball to his wide receivers. Next up, we got the Texans. I have them taking Dalton Risner, really good offensive lineman. They probably have one of the worst offensive lines in the NFL. They need to protect Deshaun Watson so he can get the ball out to DeAndre. So I think Dalton Risner is going to really beef up that offensive line, and it's really going to improve that offensive line for the Texans, which is a big need for them. Next, we got the Raiders. I have them taking the best running back in the draft, and Josh Jacobs. They're moving to Vegas. They need stars. I have them taking Josh Jacobs, really explosive running back. I think he's going to work great in that offense. Next, we have the Eagles. They had a really good run last year with Nick Foles. Their defense kind of slacked off. They had injuries, so I have them taking Byron Murphy out of Washington, a great corner, arguably the best corner in this draft. I think Greedy Williams is a little bit better, but Byron Murphy is going to be a great pickup for them to help out that defense and Carson Wentz to maybe make another playoff run. The Colts, they had a lot of cap space in free agency, didn't really spend big. They got Justin Houston. I have them adding to their defense again here with Jonathan Abrams, probably one of the best safeties in the draft. I think that's going to really help with their ability to take the ball away and just beef up that defense and let Andrew Luck go to work. Next up, we got the Raiders. I have them taking DeAndre Baker, corner out of Georgia. He's the third best corner in this draft, I think. Really good in press coverage, really physical corner, and I think that's what the Raiders need. They need physical players, get back to that Raiders defense, so DeAndre Baker is going to be a great pickup for them. Next up, we got the Chargers. I have them go ahead and take Dexter Lawrence, defensive lineman. I think he's going to really help with that pass rush, which is already really good. But the Chargers don't have many holes. They're in win-now mode. Might as well just beef up that pass rush a little bit more. The Chiefs, they traded away a lot of players. That secondary is looking pretty weak, even getting Honey Badger from the Texans. You're going to need some more help. I have them taking Rocky Sun out of Temple, really good corner, and I think he's going to fit right into that new scheme of the Chiefs defense. Next up, we got the Packers, second first-round pick, and I have them taking Taylor Rapp out of Washington. Really good safety. They did pick up Adrian Amos in free agency, but I think they could add another safety. You can never have too many really good secondary players, so I think Taylor Rapp, more of a box safety, is going to complement Adrian Amos, which is better in coverage, so I think that's a good pickup for the Packers. Next up, we got the Rams. I have them taking Chris Lindstrom. Their offensive line is getting really old, and I don't know how much longer they can stay together. They were really good last year, but there's a big chance that one of them is going to get hurt this year. They're getting old, so Chris Lindstrom's a really good pickup for them. I like that pick. Next up, last but not least, we got the Patriots. I have them taking Mr. Noah Fant. I think he's going to be a great option for Brady to throw to, running down the seam. Probably the most athletic tight end we've seen coming out of the draft in a couple of years. He's basically another receiver. His blocking isn't great, but I think it's just overestimated how bad his blocking is. It's not horrible, it's just not as good as TJ Hawkinson, which makes it look a little worse. But I think that's a really good pickup for the Patriots, who are in win-now mode. That does it for our first round 2019 mock draft. This has been the Benchwarmers. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and ring the bell. And yeah, we'll see you next time, guys.